Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Yesterday, I did a video on the movie The Number 23 starring Jim Carrey, which came out in 2007. In that video, I showed the connections from that film to the death of his girlfriend, Cathriona White, who was found dead September 28th. Since making that video, I've gone back and I've watched the movie The Number 23. I hadn't seen it in a couple years. So I wanted to refresh and see if I could dig up more clues, and I'm glad I did because I found some big clues in this movie. There is no doubt this film is connected to Jim Carrey's girlfriend. This is very creepy stuff, but at the same time, this is what my video channel is about. I'm showing how this stuff is happening all over the world. It's not just about the death of Cathriona White and Jim Carrey. This is just another shining example of what I am exposing. So notice that the woman who died, Cathriona White, C is the third letter, W is the 23rd letter. So the initials CW are a lot like 323. The beginning of the number 23 opens with these numbers printed all over the screen. This is the way the film begins, the opening credits. Lots of threes, twos, repeating. What's interesting about the words "the number" is they create this gematria of 106, an important number, a number having to do with prophecy. And what I'm saying is this movie was a prophecy for the death of a future girlfriend of Jim Carrey, which is what the plot of the movie's about. Jim Carrey discovers that he killed his girlfriend in the past and wrote about it before forgetting about it. This number 106 ties in with the death of Cathriona White because much was made about her writing signing off in a tweet on Twitter on September 24th. Signing off has this gematria of 106 as well. In the beginning of the credits, it flashes a lot of information. It would be worth watching these opening credits in slow motion. There is so much here that is coded within. One thing that stood out, though, was how it flashes Knights Templar and has this fact about had 23 Grand Masters. The Knights Templar are the original Freemasons, and as I assert, it is the Freemasons and the Zionists who are controlling Hollywood and doing this coding, which is what I am exposing here as the latest example in this video. The movie begins on February 3rd. It's called The Number 23. It's Jim Carrey's character's birthday. Of course, February 3rd is 2/3, a lot like 23. His character works for animal control. The word animal has Pythagorean gematria of 23, so there's yet another 23 coded on the screen. In the beginning of the film, he's chasing a dog, and the dog bites him, but just before it bites him, he notices that the name of the dog is Ned. And this movie doesn't teach you gematria until later in the film, but just being aware of this, watching this, I caught right away, oh, Ned equals 23 in simple English gematria. It ends the 14th letter, E the 5th, D the 4th, added together, 23. Now this is where it gets creepy, Truth Seeker. After getting bitten by the dog, he goes to meet his girlfriend, Agatha, at a bookstore called A Novel Fate. Notice the address, 599. 5 plus 9 plus 9 is 23, plus 59 is the kill number in Jewish gematria. A Novel Fate has Pythagorean gematria of 38, like the word death. But get this, a novel fate in Jewish gematria sums to 928, a lot like September 28th, 9/28. That's the date Cathriona White was found dead, September 28th. Here it is coded into this book, and at this store is where he discovers the novel, The Number 23, written by this author, Top Secrets, which later he realizes is Top Secrets. Top Secrets. Top Secrets has gematria of 44, the kill number. With the S exceptions, it sums to 62, like Mason, short for Freemason. Again, 44, the kill number. The name Cathriona, his girlfriend who just died in real life, found on September 28th, is a name with 44 gematria. And let us not forget the coroner who said she might have died from a drug overdose was named Ed Winter, a name with 44 gematria as well, the kill number. In the videos I do on celebrity deaths, so often the coroners have name gematria that corresponds with the victims. Signs of the conspiracy that is really going on in this world. The name Topsy-Cret's in Simple English Gematria also forms some interesting numbers. Topsy's 95, the reflection of 59. Remember, the book story goes into is 599. 95, the kill number in Jewish Gematria. And 93 is a number associated with Thelema. Thelema has a lot to do with occult sacrifice. It's also a number strongly tied to Saturn worship and the Zionists. The movie jumps ahead to December 23rd. There's a lot of 23 in this movie. Moments later, there's a scene where he meets a character known as Suicide Blonde. And notice the door in the background is 959, a reconfiguration of those numbers we just talked about. Again, that numerology of 23. He's talking to the Suicide Blonde. It's said that his girlfriend Cathriona just committed suicide. Notice that suicide is a word with 44 gematria. Also Pythagorean 35, a lot like the coroner Ed Winter. Winter, a name with 35 gematria. Jim Carrey was 53, the reflection of 35, when she was found dead. Suicide Blonde has gematria of 69. I just want to point out that 69 is 23 times 3. Notice on the screen, the Suicide Blonde is looking into a mirror. There's a lot written on it. The name Timothy Charles Hunt is up there. It's already broken down in gematria on the screen. Timothy equals 110, Charles equals 66, Hunt equals 63. Here it is, Timothy 110, Charles 66, Hunt 63. Add these numbers together, and it sums to 239, a number that's been of great focus this year. Right now, the United States is 239 years old. I noticed that all year, this number has been coded alongside 106. We talked about that at the beginning, the number of prophecy. Look at this. On the Gregorian calendar, our current calendar, October 6th is September 23rd on the Old World calendar. And all year, 923, 239 have been coded next to 106, from the Philadelphia train wreck to theater shootings and more. Possibly the reason for this coding is because it was actually hinting at the date of October 6th, and we missed this. This movie might be telling us the same thing, as well as the death of Cathriona White. Just saying. I find it very odd that this number of great significance, is coded into the movie. Remember, Hollywood is controlled by the Zionists. Both Jim Carrey and his girlfriend work for Hollywood. The Zionists, the Jews, they go by the holy book, the Torah, which has this gematria of 239, and also 62, like Mason. We just talked about how that was coded into Topsy-Cret's. In case you forgot, let me show you. Topsy-Cret's is 44, and with the S exception, 62. In the movie, the character explains how the number or the word pink is connected to the number 23. She gives a very bullshit explanation that is not correct, but pink has a Pythagorean gematria of 23. If the movie would have just explained it straightforward, it would have been truthful, but instead it gives this crazy explanation, which is just nonsensical. P is the 16th letter, 1 plus 6 becomes 7, I is the 9th, N is the 14th, 1 plus 4 becomes 5, K is the 11th, 1 plus 1 becomes 2, pink sums to 23. Just another shot from the movie. His wrist, it focuses on the things he's been writing on it. Notice that he puts the date September 11th on here. Again, September 24th is September 11th on the Julian calendar. Jim Carrey and his girlfriend Cathriona broke up on September 24th. This date connected to September 11th. In the film, the dog Ned leads him to this gravestone where he has this realization that he killed his girlfriend. I want to show you all that is coded into this tombstone. Laura Tollins, born February 10th, 1968, died February 10th, 1991 on her 23rd birthday. Notice that 68 is the year 911 was made the national emergency dialing code, the year World Trade Center construction started, the year Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated on 4/4, April 4th. Special year 68. Anyway, her initials LT have gematria of 32, the reflection of 23. The name Laura Tollins sums to 46, and with the S exception, 55. Notice also Tollins has that gematria of 38, like death. If you write out 23, Truth Seeker, and sum it, it sums to 55, like Laura Tollins, who died on her 23rd birthday. Again, the dog Ned led him here. Remember, Ned has the 23 connection. The numerology of the date she was born is a date with 27 numerology, a number often connected to death. So often when celebrities die, they have life numbers of 27, just like the woman in this movie. The date she died on, the date of her 23rd birthday, is a date with 23 numerology. Her life lesson number 32, the reflection of 23, also a date with 122 numerology. I just pointed out how her death came the day after the Pope left, and there was a lot of connections to the Catholic Church in her death. Again, this tombstone in this movie has numerology of 122. Jim Carrey was 53 when Cathriona died, a number one written out that has gematria of 122, which is connected to Pope Francis, who again left the day before Cathriona White was found dead. Might seem like a lot of connections, but this number 122 has been plastered in front of our face this year as well. If you didn't see the video I did yesterday on Cathriona White and the number 23 and Jim Carrey, please check that out. I covered other information there, but I just want to show you all these connections. Also, this date that she died on, February 10th, it's the 41st day of the year, the 41st day. If you write out the word 41, it sums to 118 in simple English gematria, another number connected to death. So much coded into this. 41 in Pythagorean gematria also sums to 46, just like the name Laura Tollins summed to 46. This is how the Zionists and the Masons do it. Their coding is deep. They put it before our eyes all the time. This movie is just one of many examples. In the film, he finds this address. It's P.O. Box 977, just another number with 23. A car shown in the film, license plate 0235HJ. H is the 8th letter, J the 10th, 5 plus 8 plus 10, 23, a double 23 coding on there. Another license plate in the film, 9068TC. If you add up the numbers 9 plus 6 plus 8, that equals 23. And then the only letters, T's the 20th letter, C's the 3rd, 20 plus 3, another 23. The numbers equal 23, the letters equal 23. Also, with regards to that 9-6, it has a lot to do with Freemasons. The movie, the screenplay was made by Fernley Phillips, a very weird name, a name with 96 gematria. It released in February, the only month with 96 gematria. Again, the words Freemasons, Satanism, and knowledge all have gematria of 96. Film released on February 23rd, 2007. The synagogue of Satan, known as the false Jews, the Zionist Jews in the Bible, have this gematria of 223. Of course, it is the Zionist Jews who control Hollywood. Masonic has this gematria of 223. The release date of the film is a date with 32 numerology. With the full method, it's a date with 52 numerology, just like the date of Cathriona White's death. She died on a date with 52 numerology. The word Pope in simple English gematria equals 52. We get this case number in the film. Add these numbers together, 23. The author's name is Walter Paul Sparrow, a name with 77 gematria and 86. Remember, 86 is the number that represents words such as symbol, triangle, pyramid. What's interesting is this author name is the same gematria as the author who wrote the book Futility, Wreck of the Titan, that foreshadowed the wreck of the Titanic 14 years later in real life. I have a video on this. Please check it out. Special numbers to the Zionists. In the film, he goes to room number 23 at the King Edward Hotel. King is a word with 23 gematria. All throughout the movie, they put 23 on the screen. And in the end, it says, "Be sure your sin will find you out." A quote from the Bible, passage Numbers 32:23. And Truth Seeker, this quote is oh so true. Be sure your sin will find you out. And who's ever responsible for this, their sin is being found out right now by me. And I really hope one of these videos can go viral. I know there's millions of people in this world who love Jim Carrey and his movies. They need to see this information. They need to know what is really going on. And for all the people who come here and say I'm like the Looney Tune character in the movie The Number 23, they need to wake up and realize that what I am sharing on this video channel is real knowledge, and it's real important knowledge. And everyone should have it. Because these kind of games are put before our eyes every single day. It's not just this movie. It's not just Jim Carrey. It's not just the death of Cathriona White. She's one of many, and these kind of codes are put in all sorts of movies, even those that aren't about numerology. Why? Because the same gang controls Hollywood that's responsible for this movie and many others. So that's the message, Truth Seeker. Until next time.